Welcome back to our morning devotions, and today we're looking at the Shorter Catechism question number 40. And yesterday we were thinking this question about what duty which God requireth of man. And the answer was the duty which God requireth of man is obedience to his revealed will. So this question 40 today follows on from that and asks, what did God at first reveal to man for the rule of his obedience? So, at the beginning of the Bible, how did God reveal how people should live? Well, the first 5 books of the Bible are the books of law. And that ties into what we're thinking about here. The answer is the rule which God had first revealed to man for his obedience was the moral law. Now, in those first 5 books of the Bible, called the books of law, there are 3 different types of law. There is the ceremonial law, which is to do with the whole aspect of worship and sacrifices and the priesthood. And in many ways, that law was fulfilled in Jesus and doesn't apply for us today. We no longer have to offer sacrifices. Jesus has paid the price in full. Although that ceremonial law still has a great benefit to teach us important principles about worship and approaching God. Then there's a civil law, which was to do with the relationships within the country of Israel. And indeed, that law doesn't apply for us today in our country, but again, there are great principles there which indeed good government would benefit from if we took them heart. For example, there's a great emphasis in that law about when someone is wrong, about restitution. Maybe our law today needs to have a greater emphasis on that. Also, take for example the laws of gleaning, how indeed some crops were to be left in the fields for others who were poor to take. And now I think today about how we can in society provide and care for those who are poor. There are principles there which are important. So you have the ceremonial law, you have the civil law, but the third aspect of the law which does apply today is the moral law. And that is the rule which God has revealed for how to live. Now I'm going to go on to the next question just because it ties in closely to question 41. Where is the moral law summarily comprehended? The moral law is summarily comprehended in the 10 Commandments. And so the 10 Commandments in many ways reveals to us how God wants us to live. It's a great summary of how God wants us to live day by day. And indeed the book of Deuteronomy in many ways is Moses expounding what it means to keep the 10 Commandments. So the 10 Commandments are a great summary of how God wants us to live today. Some people think, well, they don't apply this, we're not under law but under grace. But the 10 Commandments show us what's in the heart of God and what God wants for us people today. The first 4, of course, teaching about our responsibility to God, no other gods before me, not making graven images, not taking the Lord's name in vain, keeping the Sabbath day. And then the next 6 about our duties to others, honouring father and mother, not murdering, not committing adultery, not stealing, not bearing false witness, not coveting. And so if we want to know in life what God wants us to do day by day, there's a great summary for us, the 10 Commandments. Now, keeping the 10 Commandments doesn't make us right with God. The 10 Commandments reveals us how we fall short. The 10 Commandments also are there for us after salvation to show us what we should aim for in life by God's grace. And so the law is written in our hearts that Christ comes and lives within us to give us the grace, the ability to keep these commandments day by day. And so we're going to be thinking about the 10 Commandments shortly. We're going to take a wee break for a week or so, and we're going to look at a New Testament book, and then we'll come back to the Shorter Catechism and look at the 10 Commandments in a bit more detail. God bless.